Hello everybody, I'm Chef Rob. Welcome. Today we're going to make a nice refreshing summer dish. It's a garlic shrimp with some fresh corn. It has some cherry tomatoes and some feta cheese. Get everything really nice and crisp in the oven. I turned on the broiler on very high, and some settings you'll have a high and a low one. Put it on very high. And then you want a tray with aluminum foil. So just this way you line it, because being very hot, you don't want to burn your pan. Let the foil get a little charred. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is take some fresh corn on the cob. Take the husks off. Make sure you get any of those little peels that are left on here. Okay, you don't want them on here. And then just kind of shave it right off. Okay, right off the cob. This is a cutting board that's flexible, so I could just take all this corn and just kind of toss it right onto the pan here. So always check the corn, make sure it looks fresh, make sure it looks healthy, not old. The local corn in mid-July to late August, very, very good. That is here on Long Island. Around the country it comes out different times of the year. Sometimes we get some Florida corn, California corn at different times of the year that are very, very good as well. Okay, then one more. So 4 ears of corn. This is going to serve 4 people. So we're going to use some shrimp on this. Okay, let's take this corn here. And like I said, it's a flexible cutting board. Just put everything on it just like this. And now we're going to start on some fennel. Fennel, always kind of check around. If you see it a little bit dark, you can either, if it has little brown spots, you can just kind of peel that outer layer off of it. Okay, or you could just kind of take a little potato peeler and just kind of make it nice and clean around it. See, there's a little brown spot right here. Okay, just take that right off. Now, just by that little cutting of it, I get such a licorice smell out of this. Okay, so if you don't like licorice, I would say substitute celery with this. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up this cutting board a little. And now I'm going to cut this end right here off. And then I'm going to cut right about here. Now these here can get discarded, or these, what they're called fronds, these can actually get put in. We're going to use these at the end in a salad. Okay, you could put them in a salad, but we're going to use them on this dish at the very end. So the best way to cut this is cut it right in half, just like this. If you want to slice it, if you like bigger chunks, just turn it just like this. And you can go sideways. And boy, do I get a real licorice smell as I'm cutting this. Okay, we'll do the other one here. So either slice or chop. It's your choice, whatever you would like to do. Maybe it depends on the size shrimp you have. Okay, so let's take all this here. We're just going to put this in here with the corn, just kind of break it up a little. What's really good about this, you kind of roast this on this pan right here, like a one-pan dinner. There's nothing like that. Really, really good. I'm going to take some extra virgin olive oil, about 1 tablespoon. Just a light drizzle on here. And then some kosher salt. This is just pretty much to taste, so just a good sprinkling of it. And then just about 1/2 teaspoon of the ground red pepper flakes, or the crushed red pepper flakes, I should say. So now what I want to do is I want to take this mixture and toss it up really well. Okay. And then I want it to be nice and spread out on the pan. I'm going to put it under the broiler until it's nice and crisp, has a little golden texture to it. It'll probably take about 8 minutes. You may get a few spots of little brown spots. That'll be fine. Don't want it too brown, but just to where it's just about cooked all the way through. And now just kind of pat this out, spread this out. Bring everything in from the corners here so it stays on the aluminum foil. Okay, so let's put this in the oven under the broiler. So our fennel and our corn, as you can see, lightly browned. Took about 8 minutes under a high broiler. Now we're going to make a little mixture of 6 tablespoons of soft butter, melted butter. Okay, just as long as you can kind of work with it. Okay. So 6 tablespoons, don't need any more than that. And then we're going to take 4 cloves of fresh garlic. And we are just going to mince these. So I'm just going to put them laid down just like that. Just kind of smash them open. And now just give them a really nice mince chop. Okay, just keep turning it until they're nice and small. Then we want to put in the zest of 1 fresh lemon. Always wash the skin of the lemon. And then a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper. Okay, so this is going to go into the butter. So, in other words, garlic butter. And I'm just going to take the microplane, the lemon, and just zest the 1 lemon. And we're going to put this in with the mixture with the butter and the garlic. Just keep turning it so you don't get too much of the white. Just want that zest part. When this goes back in the oven, it'll take about 6 minutes, and then we're going to top it with a little bit more or with some feta cheese and fresh basil, and garnish it with lemon and some of the fennel fronds. This is a nice spring, summertime dish. 1 pan, 1 sheet pan to cook it on. You could serve it right on this pan too. So it's a very easy dinner, especially if you have everything laid out ahead of time. Just tap it right off. Take your fingers, rub it against here to get any extra off of here. Put that in here. And now I want about 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Just going to take my spoon, just mix this up really well. Like that. As long as you can work with it, the butter. Okay, so melted or really, really soft, just like that would be fine. So we're going to take some shrimp. We're using about 1 1/4 pounds of large shrimp. You want them to be peeled and deveined, okay, and the tails off. A lot of restaurants you'll go to, they leave the tails on. It looks pretty, but it's very difficult to eat. So I like to always take the tails right off. The best tasting shrimp are the size in between 15 to a pound and 30 to a pound. So I'm just going to take these shrimp, drop them right in here with this garlic lemon zest butter. Put them in here. Again, you will feed a family of 4 with this. The corn adds a nice the starch to it. You have the vegetable with the fennel, and then the colored cherry tomatoes that I'm going to add. Okay, so the cherry tomatoes, we want to add about 1 pint of cherry tomatoes. Wash them really good. The colored ones are always so pretty in here. If you want a little more of the tomatoes, it is fine. Take your spoon or just kind of mix that up any way you can. Okay. And then we're going to layer this right on top of the corn and the fennel. We're going to broil it for about 6 minutes, just until the tomatoes start to burst and the shrimp are just cooked through. Okay, you want it to look just like that. Just gonna take a glove, put this right on top here. Again, spread it out so they all cook nice and evenly. So much color for the summer, makes it really festive and nice for celebrations. Make sure those shrimp are nice and spread out as well. Okay, get all that garlic butter that's in here. Okay, just kind of pat this out a little bit. Okay, looks like it's nice and evenly spread out. Let's put this under the broiler for about 6 minutes. Okay, right now, a lot of colors, a lot of good taste in here, very healthy for you. This was exactly 6 minutes under the high heat broiler, so I'm just going to put this down on a hot plate here. And now, just to finish this off, I want to take some fresh basil. I want about a half of a cup, and we're just going to tear it or chop it. Either way would be fine. These are beautiful basil leaves, nice and fresh. Always, whenever you can, get the local basil. Grow it yourself. Very easy to grow. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a nice kind of rough chop. Nice color right on top for summer. Nice flavor. Just kind of spread this just like this. And now we're going to take a half a cup of feta cheese and just kind of toss that all over this. And now just some of the fennel fronds. So we're just going to take some of this off. Okay, just need a little bit. And we're just going to give that a nice chop. And let's just kind of sprinkle this all over it. Okay. And this is your shrimp and corn with roasted tomatoes and feta cheese and fresh basil. It's a really easy dinner to prepare. Get all the ingredients, lay it right out. About 15 minutes, you have a beautiful dinner on a sheet pan. So enjoy, everybody. Enjoy your summer and stay well. Bye.